my dear viewers, welcome to Edu Plus Leisure. So finally I got the science paper of this O-level exam, which is concluded by today. So let's see how the paper is, and let's analyze the MCQ first and understand how the question patterns have come. I'm so excited in discussing this paper, and let's move on. So MCQ number 1. What is the organ that mainly performs the nitrogenous excretion? Now here excretion or nitrogenous excretion is mainly done by the kidneys. Now nitrogenous excretion means urea, uric acid, those type of things should be done. Now skin is also secreting sweat, but it's not mainly performing the one. So the answer is 1, kidneys. The unit of pressure is equal to force over area. Force is Newton, area is meter square. When you take up Newton per meter square. Second one. What is the type of biomolecules in which hydrogen and oxygen atoms are combined in the ratio of 2:1? That is very famous ratio, that is carbohydrates. Select the correct statement given about atoms. So here we have to find the correct statement. Now statement questions are very tricky. It can go very close by. The nucleus of all the atoms of every element contain neutron. Now we can't say every element contain neutron. Now for example, if you take hydrogen's atomic number also 1, mass number also 1. Here we are not considering about the isotopes. Most common element only we are considering. So if the mass number is 1 means mass number is equal to proton and neutron addition. So that is 1 plus 0. So it has 0 neutrons. So we can't say that all atoms will contain neutrons due to the hydrogen. In every atom, the number of neutron and number of protons in the nucleus are equal. No, it is not. So we can't say that protons and neutrons are equal. Protons and electrons are equal, but not with the neutrons. The atomic numbers of two atoms of different elements can be equal. Atomic numbers of two atoms of different elements. Now do you definitely know atomic number is unique for each element. So different elements can't have same atomic number. So this statement also wrong, no? There may be atoms with different mass numbers in the same element. That's absolutely true because those are isotopes. So the correct statement is the fourth one. Of the following plant tissues, which is a complex permanent tissue? Now plant tissue can be divided into two, simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissues are having only one type of cell, that is parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Complex permanent tissues are xylem and phloem, which is having different types of cells in one tissue. So that is xylem. What is the particle that contributes to the flow of an electric current through a metallic conductor? That is so very easy, that is electrons. Based on the following equation, in the above chemical equation, the metal indicated as M. Now see, when M is reacted with zinc sulfate, it has the capability to displace zinc. That means this metal M is more powerful than zinc. So it can't be copper, it can't be iron, it can't be lead. It's absolutely magnesium. It's magnesium. Now you know the reactivity CD. Potassium, calcium, sodium, magnesium, the aluminum. These are considered the highly reactive metals. Then comes zinc, iron, tin, lead. Likewise you have the activity series. So according to that, magnesium is more powerful than zinc, so it has the ability to displace zinc. What is the type of reaction to which the above chemical equation belongs? So there are 4 types of reaction. Combination, that is two elements combining and forming one compound. Decomposition is one compound is decomposing for several elements or compounds. Single displacement is actually displacing one element. Now see, in our above reaction, zinc is displaced. So our answer is single displacement reaction. Double displacement means it will displace two elements. Like it will interconvert and join. That is all actually according to the reactivity series. The kingdoms to which only heterotrophs belong. Heterotrophs means what? Depending on the other organism. Heterotrophs are depending on the other organism. Fungi are depending. Protists are also depending. Protists are depending, but plants are not depending on other. Those are what? They are autotrophs. Plant are autotrophs. So animals are heterotrophs. Now see, they are asking only heterotrophs. Now for us we get two answers, 1 and 4. Now you have to focus on this word only. You have to focus on this word only. Only means there should be only heterotrophs. Fungi and animalia are the only ones with heterotrophs, because protistas, algae group is autotrophs. They are photosynthetic. So we can't take they are as only heterotrophs. So only heterotroph means fungi and animalia. Protista both autotroph and heterotrophs. So see, this only word only will give you the pathway of the answer. So you have to identify the key of the question. Of the following structures, select the repeating unit of polythene. Now polythene is the repeating unit of ethene. Ethene means it is an alkene type. So there should be double bond between carbon. So here one hydrogen, here one hydrogen. So this is the ethene molecule. So here one hydrogen. So these single bonds will go here, here. So now between the carbon atoms there will be only one single bond when polythene is formed. So that will be, there won't be double bond. So first, so now according to this structure, if you take first structure 1 comes, second structure 1. Now polythene means always there is lot of repeating units. Then mentioning this N is very important. So third one is the repeating unit of polythene. Okay, repeating unit of polythene. Yeah. Now second one, see, when you see second one, they have not mentioned the number. So second one also but has the possibility to become the answer, because that is the repeating unit of polythene. No, you understand? But more than that, if you take polythene means mentioning with N is better. So I guess third one is a good choice. So this is a bit confusing one. You only have to take the choice properly. Which is the phenomenon that cannot be explained by total internal reflection? Cannot be explained. Now total internal reflection means what happens is when the refracted ray is forming 90 degree with the normal, the incident ray we call as the critical angle. So when this refracted ray comes further down and incident angle is becoming greater than critical angle, this refracted ray will reflect in the medium. So this we call total internal reflection. Traveling of light through optical fibers, that is true. Making diamond shiny by cutting and polishing. Let's keep that point. Formation of a rainbow by dispersion of white light into colors. Okay. Turning of a ray of light by 90 degree by a rectangular prism. That is of course having total internal reflection. Then yeah. Now then we have to say take third one as the answer, because third one there is no any reflections. That is, the white light is being dispersed to the prism. Then what happens? All the light rays will be refracted. So cannot be explained is the third one. Okay, then let's see the 12th one. Which of the following is a change that occurs after the process of fertilization of a flower? After process, what happens is ovules will turn into the seeds, ovary will turn into the fruit, wall of ovary become the pericarp of the fruit, then wall of the ovules become the seed coat. Then in some plants the sepal will actually fade away, but in some fruits the sepal will stay, like in tomato and all. We'll see now what is occurring. Ovary turning into pericarp. No, wall of ovary only turn to pericarp. Sepals turning into seed coat. No, wall of ovule only turn to seed coat. Ovules turning into seed. Yes. Integument turning into the pericarp. Integument. No, actually the wall of ovary only turn into the pericarp. So which occurs is the second one. Which of the following is not a characteristic of smooth muscle tissue? Now they are asking not a characteristic. Then you should be very careful. Smooth muscle tissue. We'll draw a smooth muscle tissue. It's special shaped, spindle shaped smooth muscle tissue, and you have one nucleus at the center. Cells being uninucleated. Yes, it has one nucleus in the center, but let's look on to the other one also. Cells are spindle shaped. Yes. Having cross striations. No, it doesn't have cross striations. Acting involuntarily. Yes. So not means second one is the answer. Always reject the wrong answer, so automatically first correct answer will be there. Consider the following statements given about mechanical waves. The frequency of the wave changes on entering from one medium into another medium. The frequency of waves, let's keep that point. The speed of the wave does not depend on its frequency. Now we'll write the speed of wave equation. Velocity equals what? F lambda. That means frequency into wavelength. So speed is depending on frequency. That's what it is there in the equation, no? So if they say does not depend, so that is wrong. Speed of wave depends on the medium through which it travels. The speed of wave. Frequency of wave changes on entering from one medium to another medium. Now it's like this. Now when the light is traveling from one medium to another medium, like let's take from air to water, its speed is changing. Okay, if its speed change means definitely its frequency also changes. So A also we can take as a correct answer. Now see, B should be wrong, no? So B is wrong. They are asking the true statements. Now if they say B, then that answer can be omitted. Now here 4th and 2 I omitted. Now you have to check whether it is only A or A and C. The speed of wave depends on the medium through which it travels. The speed of wave. Actually the speed of light is depending on like the medium which it travels. Speed of the wave is depending on its frequency and wavelength only, no? So definitely I think speed of wave is depending on frequency and wavelength. But frequency is depending on speed and wavelength. No, so A statement is correct. Well, from one medium to another medium, the speed will change. So therefore, what happens is frequency will change. But speed of wave is depending on actually on the frequency and lambda. Speed of light only changes. So I guess only A would be a better answer. Given below are some information regarding a certain element. It comes second in the order of abundance of elements in the Earth's crust. Shows semiconductor properties. Shows metallic properties as well as non-metallic properties. These elements is. Now it comes second in the order of abundance of elements in the Earth crust. That means it is in the second place of the abundancy. Second highest element in the Earth's crust. And semiconductor properties. Now boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, they all are showing what? They all are showing semiconductor properties. We call them as metalloids. We call them as metalloids. So metalloids in our syllabus is actually boron and silicon. So we can omit first and 4. Now we know now showing semiconductor properties. So silicon, boron both show semiconductor properties. Show metallic properties as well as non-metallic. Yeah, both are metalloids. So both are showing both metallic and non-metallic properties. Now you have to pick the correct answer with the first statement. It comes second in the order of that is absolutely silicon. Silicon is the second most abundant element in the Earth's crust. That is actually it's in the sand also, silicon. So second one is the answer. So you have to know all 3 points. Then only you can find the correct answer. A group of students counted the number of elements in a unit area of an ecosystem. Those numbers are given below. Number of animals in a unit area. That means it's what? Population, no? Number of animals in a unit area. What is the number of animals belonging to phylum Annelida? Now phylum Annelida means earthworm will come, leech will come, centipede will come. No, centipede is I guess arthropoda. So centipede, gecko won't come. Butterfly, spider, snail is mollusca. Butterfly and spider arthropoda, so it won't come. Centipede also arthropoda. Gecko is actually I guess it should be reptilia. So belonging to phylum Annelida is earthworm and leech. That means 1 and 2 means 3 animals are belonging. Second one is the answer. Sometimes this mistake also can you know it's 3 animals and you put third as the option. But third is 4 animals. So you should be very careful in marking the correct answer. Of the following compounds, what is the compound in which percentage of oxygen by mass is 50%? Oh, that's really a good question. Now they are asking oxygen percentage should be 50% it seems. Okay. Now we'll see now NH4OH. Now here 50% means by mass. So we'll consider these are all as 1 moles. Okay. We have to consider like that. Then only you will get the answer. Now NH4OH. Now we'll see the molecular mass of this. N is what? 14. Hydrogen you have how much? 4 and 5 hydrogen you have. Then oxygen 1 you have, 16. Now when you see oxygen to nitrogen and hydrogen becomes 19. Oxygen is 16. So it is not 50%. 50% means oxygen should be half of 19. Then only you have 50% oxygen by mass. Now this is the molecular mass now we took. You have to take molecular mass. Then only you can find the answer. So here nitrogen and hydrogen is 19 grams. But oxygen is 16 grams. It's not 50% of the other one. So that won't be the answer. Second one. Calcium is 40. No? Here you have 2 oxygens. Then 32. Hydrogens you have 2. Then totally calcium hydrogen is 42. Calcium hydrogen is 42 but oxygen is 32. It is also not 50% by mass. No? 50% means it should be half of this. Now we'll see the third one. Carbon is 12. Hydrogen you have 4. Then it is 16. Carbon hydrogen mass is 16. You have 1 oxygen. One oxygen is 16 gram. So here is it 50%? It is like equal, no? 1:1 ratio it is there. Let's see the other one. Magnesium is 24. Carbon is 12. Then 36. Magnesium is 24, carbon is 12. Then magnesium and carbon it is 36 gram. Oxygen you have 3. 16 3s are actually how much? 48. Oh god. Now 50% by mass means then we have to take third one as the answer, no? Yes, third one should be the answer. I have to consider half by half, no? So in the third one, see, carbon to hydrogen ratio is 16 gram. Equal of that oxygen gram is also there. Then 50-50, no? Correct. 1:1 means 50%. 1:1 ratio, then 50%, no? Correct. I was looking to the half of the gram. No, I have to see for the 50% of the other mass. Now see here, this is also 16 gram. This is also 16 gram. So what happens? It is 1:1 ratio, then 50% oxygen and you have 50% carbon and hydrogen. So you have to take the molecular mass and only solve this question. So you are getting the answer as calcium. No, it's actually not calcium, no? Carbon. This is actually methanol. Methanol, yes. So it's an alcoholic type. So yeah, so third one is the answer. So you have to take the molecular mass and only solve this. Then you will get the correct answer. See how tricky they give the question. So you have to be very smart in answering these questions. Okay, now let's go to the 18th one. What is the advantage of using handle fixed to a door in the occasions of opening and closing it? This is actually direct application of turning effect of moment. Turning effect of moment. So that is actually you can when the door handle is there. Now door handle is there in a distance from the axis of rotation. In a distance from the axis of a long distance you have from the axis of rotation to the handle of the door. When the distance increases, the amount of force you should apply is decreasing. So the use of a handle door is to apply less force so that you can open the door easily. Adequacy of applying a low moment of force. Yes. Being able to execute greater rotation, no. Reduction of amount of work done, no. It should be something similar to force. Now you have to see it is moment of force, so smaller force. It should be moment of force, no, because this is regarding the momentum, no. So first one is the answer. In the male reproductive system, sperms are produced in. They are produced in the testes. What is the statement that is true with respect to all the molecules given? Now see all the molecules. It should be common to all three. Carbon dioxide, ammonia and water. The electron octet of the central atom of the molecules is complete. We'll see CO2, NH3, NH3, yes, electron octet is complete. H2O also complete. So electron octet is complete. Only single bonds occur among the atoms of molecule. That is wrong. See, between carbon and oxygen you have double bond. So only single bond in all three not possible. Lone pairs of electrons are present on the central atom of the molecule. All molecules it is on the central atom? No. Only in ammonia it is on the central atom. Even water it is on the central atom. But carbon dioxide in the central atom there is. So in all molecules the lone electrons are not on the central atom. The molecules exist only as gases at room temperature. No, H2O is a liquid. So our only correct answer is first one. Consider sea breeze and land breeze occur due to conduction. Heat reaches the earth from sun by radiation. When a metal spoon is put into a hot cup of tea, it is heated by convection. Now see, convection is actually between the liquids, especially with the liquids. Like with the liquid and air, so there like convection can occur. Between the solid objects there should be conduction. So when a metal spoon is put into hot cup of tea, it is from the liquid, no, so it can be convection. Sea breeze and land breeze occur due to conduction. It can't be actually due to the conduction. It's actually the heating of land and heating of water, no, so it won't be conduction. So our proper possible answer is only B and C. A function of the hormone adrenaline is adrenaline. What does adrenaline do is actually it prepare your body for an emergency. Okay, preparing body to respond in emergencies, controlling the rate of metabolic activity, stimulating the growth of bones, stimulating the spermatogenesis of males. Adrenaline actually preparing the body to respond in emergencies. Yes, you have it in the hormonal coordination system. When you are learning, you will learn about the adrenaline function. It will actually stimulate your body in actually making your heartbeat grow faster, then make your breathing go faster, then produce more energy. Then after an emergency also it will cool down your body. Amount of moles of O2 in 64 grams of oxygen is very easy. Direct equation, N equals simple M over capital M. Simple M is actually the given mass. Capital M is molar mass of oxygen. Now here this is O2, no? O2 means you have to take the molar mass for O2. Then 16 times 2, 32. So answer is 2 moles. If you take 16, it's wrong. 2 moles is the answer. A transformer, the voltage supplied to the primary coil is 120 volt, while the voltage received from the secondary coil is 12 volt. If the current flowing through the primary coil is 2 ampere, what is the current flowing through the secondary coil? Okay, so in the question number 24, direct equation you can use VPIP is equal to VSIS. Vp is the voltage in primary coil 120, IP is current in primary coil 2, Vs voltage in secondary coil 12, current in secondary coil we don't know. So 120 into 2 divide by 12 will give you the answer. 1 here, here 2, 2 times, here 10, no? 10 times 2, 20 ampere. So this is the equation you have to use. You are getting 20 ampere. It's very easy. VPIP, voltage in primary coil into current in primary coil, is equal to voltage in secondary coil into current in secondary coil. So there's another equation also to find number of turns, that is Vs over Np/Ns. Ratio of voltage of the coils equal to the ratio of turns of the coil. Consider the following statements given. Lactic acid is produced during the anaerobic respiration taking place in animal cells. Amount of energy produced in anaerobic is higher than aerobic respiration. That's wrong. A part of energy produced during anaerobic is stored as ATP. Yes, it will be storing as ATP, but the energy is not actually higher. Okay. Yes, so A and C are the correct statements. Only A and C. B is wrong. Indicated here is the velocity time graph for the motion of a certain object. What is the displacement of the object from the beginning to 20 seconds? This is actually the area under the graph, no? Half into base into height plus base into length. So here 1, here 5. Then 5 will take 50. 50 plus 100. 150 meters. Now first one is a triangle, so half into base. Second one is a square, no? So you have to take from 10 seconds to 20 seconds. Okay, so they are only so many are mistaking. Consider the following statements. In chemical industries, catalysts are used to obtain higher yield in shorter period of time. Catalysts increase as well as decrease the rate of chemical reaction. Yes, catalysts will increase the rate of reactions. Inhibitors which come under catalyst will decrease the rate of reaction. In chemical industries, catalysts are used to obtain higher yield in a shorter period of time. Yes, because catalysts will increase the rate of reaction. So reaction will take place quickly. You will get the yield quickly in a short period of time. So A is true. Inhibitors only will actually decrease the rate of chemical reaction, not the catalysts. Inhibitors does not come under catalyst, no. So yeah, I guess the statement A is true and B is false. Because catalysts will only actually increase the rate of reaction. It will not decrease. The inhibitors will decrease. It is mentioned in your textbook. Which of the following phenomena agrees most with the Newton's third law of motion? A ball falling down from a higher level, bouncing after touching the ground. The velocity of foot falling from a tree reaching the maximum value when it comes closer to the ground. Flinging of passengers forward when brakes are suddenly applied to a running bus. That is actually this bus application is coming under Newton's first law. They have explained what is the reason for the flinging of the passenger when the brakes are applied, unbalanced force is lost. So that won't come for Newton's third law. Changing the direction of moving football by kicking it. That is actually it should be to the second law. A ball falling down to the ground and then from the ground it bounces away. So the ground is giving a reaction force. The ball gives the action to the ground. Ground is giving reaction. So that is mostly going suitable to the Newton's third law of motion. Now see, this is a photosynthesis experiment. Photosynthesis experiments were not at all asked until now. So here all questions they have asked is what was not questioned previously. So you can target those and study hereafter. The need of which factor for photosynthesis is expected to be tested. Now see, potassium hydroxide use. It will absorb carbon dioxide. So that is testing whether carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. What is the substance labeled X in the above figure? That is water. Water. In one they put water, the other one they put KOH solution. What is the mass of C6H12OC required to prepare 1 decimeter cube of 0.1 mole per decimeter cube glucose solution? Now first we have to find the moles required to this. Moles is equal to what? Concentration equals moles over volume means moles equals concentration volume. Concentration is 0.1 mole per decimeter cube. Volume is 1 decimeter cube. Then the moles is how much? 0.1 mole. Now you know the mole, no? Now you can find the grams because N equals simple M over capital M. Simple M is equal to molar mass, capital M into mole. Capital M of glucose is 180 grams, that you have to calculate molar mass. The moles is 0.1, then it will be 18 grams. 18 grams of glucose you need. So see, you need to know two equations, then only you can solve this sum. The figure shows how a horizontal force P is applied on an object placed on a plane. When the value of P is gradually increased from 0, the frictional force acting on the object. Now when you gradually increase P, friction force also will increase for certain extent, and then when you overcome that friction, it will go. It takes a constant value continuously from the beginning. No, it will increase. Increase gradually from 0 to a maximum value. Yes. Increase gradually from 0 to a max and then decrease gradually. It won't decrease gradually. It will actually from 0 it will attain a maximum value, then decrease a bit slightly and it will take a constant value. So that is a perfect answer for the frictional force. Fourth one is the perfect answer. Increase gradually from 0 to a maximum value. So when there is dynamic limiting friction, what happens? It will decrease a bit slightly and take a constant value. In dynamic friction, the friction will be constant value. From limiting friction or maximum value means limiting friction. From 0 means it's static friction. Then constant means it becomes dynamic friction. So both one is the perfect answer. Okay, now let's see the 33rd question. Arrangements A, B, C and D set up by a student in the laboratory using 4 clean iron nails to study about corrosion of iron are as follows. When observed after a few days, the nail in which arrangement has corroded least. Now see, first one is in seawater. Seawater is a mixture of things. So it will actually rust faster because it's in water now. So it will rust faster. Least means then A won't come most probably. B. B is with vinegar. Vinegar is having acetic acid. Now we'll see C. C is an iron nail with a zinc plate, distilled water, and you have conducting wires also. Now here the high reactive metal only will become oxidation. Okay. Now this is actually related to electrochemistry also. Then only we can solve the answer. So we need the knowledge of electrochemistry also to analyze about C and D. Now A and B definitely it will rust, okay, because vinegar it's in the presence of an acid, the iron nail is there, so it will definitely rust. So A and B most probably we can omit. Now when you take C, you have iron and a zinc plate. Now here this we call sacrificial protection. You keep a metal which is more reactive than iron. So the oxide will react with the most reactive metal, no? So the oxide will react with the zinc only. So the iron nail rusting will be prevented largely in C. So that is like least corroded. D, if you take, they have put a copper plate with a iron nail. Now copper is less reactive than iron, no? So it can't produce sacrificial protection for the rusting of iron. So least corroded is C. So that is the way you have to take the answer. 34. By connecting a conducting wire between X and Y in the circuit shown in the figure, the bulb in it can be lighted in 3 instances. 3 wires made of the same metal were connected between X and Y is given below, and the brightness of the bulb was measured. Now here different types of wires are used. Now if you use different types of wires, what happens is the resistance of the conductivity will affect. So the more the resistance, lower the brightness. Now they are asking the order of the brightness of the bulb increases. Then you have to see the decreasing order of resistance. Then you can find the increasing order of the brightness of the bulb. So let's go to the theory and see. Here see, when the area of cross section of the conductor increases, the resistance of the conductor decreases. When length of conductor increases, resistance of the conductivity also increases. Now here it's actually the thickness of the wire. See, thin long wire, thick short wire, thin short wire. So they are comparing with this area of cross section and length of conductor. Okay. Now we'll see. Now first we'll compare the thickness, area of the cross section. Now see, thick wire, B is thick short wire. That means when the area of cross section increases, what happens? Resistivity decreases. Now here thickness, no. Now here area of cross section is increasing means resistivity increases. Now and it's also a short wire. Sorry, resistivity decreases. When area of cross section increases, resistance decreases. Now here thick means area of cross section increase. Then resistance will decrease in B. And it's a short wire, it will further decrease. Now B only having less resistance. B only having less resistance. Now when you compare A and C, their area of cross section same. Here see, thin wire, thin wire. But you can compare the resistivity but long and short wire. Long wire means resistance high. Short wire means resistance low. So the resistance is least in B. First it is least in B. That means higher brightness we have in bulb B. Higher brightness in bulb B. Next the higher brightness will be there in C, because in that also resistance is lower than B and A also. It's lower than actually B and also it's, and in B the resistance is much lower, but in C resistance is a bit higher than B. So it will be more brighter than A. A is having higher resistance, then less brightness. So increasing order of the brightness of the bulb is A, C, B. B only having least resistance, so higher brightness. In a water barometer, the vertical height of the water column is 10 meter. What is the atmospheric pressure at that instance? Now you can find pressure by mgh. Pressure equals mgh actually. mgh, liquid pressure in a water barometer. M is the h rho g, pressure is equal to h rho g. I am seeing the potential energy. Pressure is equal to h rho g. H is the height, which is 10 meter. They have already given in 10 meter. No need any conversion. Density of water is what? 1000. Then G is gravity 10. 1000 into 10 is 10,000. 10,000 into 10 is 100,000. 100,000 means what? 1 into 10 to the power 5 Pascal. 1 into 10 to the power 5 Pascal. Here it is the same equation. Atmospheric pressure also you can measure by this equation. No? So 1 into 10 to the power 5 means fourth one is the answer. Fourth one is the answer. What is the chemical solvent that ionizes completely in aqueous solution and releases H plus ions? Now releases H plus ions means it should be a acid. So here all we have acids. Acetic acid, phosphoric acid, carbonic acid, nitric acid. Now here it should release H plus ions completely. Now if an acid is releasing H plus ions completely, that is a strong acid. So the strong acid we have is sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid and nitric acid. So our answer is fourth one. Acetic acid is a very low, weak acid. Other two are also weak compared to nitric acid. Okay. A food web that can be seen in a terrestrial ecosystem is shown in the figure. What is the most correct interference that can be made based on this food web? Yeah. Now we'll see. S. S is eaten by U. U is eaten by V. So R is eaten by V also. And R is eaten by S as well. P is eaten by S. Q is also eaten by S. That means now R, P and Q are eaten by S, but S is eaten by U, no? Now here this we have to actually handle very carefully. Now herbivore means it should eat only plants. So I don't think R is an herbivore because R is eaten by V, S and but R is eaten by P, no? So it can't be a herbivore. So we can omit that. 2 they say U is a carnivore. So it should be a carnivore omnivore what they refer to this. U is a carnivore. Now U is eaten by S and T, but V is eaten by U. Now U is eaten by U is eating only V, no? So it can't be a carnivore. Carnivore means eating only the flesh of animals, no? Eating only the flesh of animals. Omnivore means they are eating both flesh and plants. They eat flesh and plants both. So I guess S is an omnivore will be a great answer, C, because R is also eaten by S, P is also eaten by S, Q is now greater population is eaten by S. That means it is eating flesh and plants. So S is a no. That is the way we have to take the answer. There is no any other clue given. 38. Of the following, which option indicates the courses of action relevant to sustainable use of resources and use of renewable energy sources respectively? Sustainable use of resources and renewable energy sources. So second one should be a energy renewable source. Okay. First one should be a sustainable use of a resource. Waste management and production of electricity by wind power. Now production of electricity by wind power is a good renewable energy source. But waste management, I don't think it's a sustainable use. Sustainable use of resource means you have to use the resources in environmental friendly manner. Reforestation and production of electricity by coal, that also won't come because reforestation is not a sustainable use, no. Converting marshlands into cultivable lands and production of electricity by solar energy, that is a perfect combination. Electricity by solar energy is a renewable energy source. Converting marshlands into cultivable lands is a sustainable use of resources. You are using the marshlands to cultivable fertile lands. So that will increase your productivity. So third one is the perfect answer. Fourth also won't come. Minimizing food boil and producing electricity by mineral oil. Which option 39? Which option indicates the chemical species affecting the environmental crises, ozone layer depletion, acid rain, eutrophication? Separately, environmental crises, ozone layer depletion, acid rain, those all specifically occur due to sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide gases. So that too definitely should be present. So we can see, here nitrogen oxide and sulfur dioxide here. Sulfur dioxide definitely should come. In third one it's not there, in first one also it's not there. So third and first we can omit. Now we have to see second or fourth. In second one you have nitrogen trioxide, chlorofluorocarbon. Chlorofluorocarbon is a major effect of ozone layer depletion because earlier chlorofluorocarbon refrigerators was used. So due to that there was a large destruction to the ozone layer depletion. So chlorofluorocarbon also should be there. For acid rains, sulfur dioxide will affect. For the eutrophication, what affects? For the now we can take that way. For ozone layer depletion, chlorofluorocarbon. For acid rain, sulfur dioxide gas. For eutrophication, that is the nitrogenous wastes. No? So then nitrogen trioxide. So that is a perfect combination. Second one is a great answer to go with. Select the pair which inversely proportional relationship. Inversely proportional means when one increase, other one should decrease. Concentration of greenhouse gases. That when you increase, atmospheric temperature will decrease. For that now we use the greenhouse effect. When food mile increase means carbon footprint increase, because when food mile increase, amount of the wastage of carbon increases. When you increase deforestation, desertification obviously increase. Emergence of invasive species, that means new species if you get, what happens to biodiversity? That also increase. So inversely proportional is the first option. So successfully we have discussed the 40 MCQs of this paper. I hope it would have been very useful for you. And what I noticed was this paper has been made in a way that the points which were not questioned earlier, the very rare points in the textbook, they have taken and questioned. So it's really a good standard paper. So I hope you would have enjoyed by seeing the answers. So keep watching our channel, subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching.